Okay, this is question 4. We kind of did quite a few of these type of questions, these similar sort of things. And what you have here, again, is to reiterate this question of the suspense account. A suspense account occurs because someone has put through either a debit and forgotten the credit, or has put two debits, if you like, on the same side, or has put two credits on the same side, right? And the trial balance picks that up straight away because there's a difference between the debits and the credits. And we did quite a few questions. Please watch these and go through those. So it says here a refund. It's an interesting one, a refund. So we know, and I remember I explained how we deal with this is to visualize the situation and find where the problem is. So if a refund means the money's coming back into the bank. So we have 398 coming back into the bank, and somehow someone forgot to put through the difference in the electricity cost. It's double entry. It's double entry. You have to go back to this. You need to know what the double entry is. I know electricity is typically something we pay for, but now they're giving you another question that just sort of flicks things. There's nothing to panic about. So really we should have put 398 here, but it says this was correctly entered in the bank account, but no other entries were made. So nothing was made here. So again, like I said, our solution to this is to fix the problem. Fix the problem. So 398 here, and therefore in my suspense account, 398. So I'm debiting my suspense account, 398, and electricity costs, 398. That's how we solve this problem. Now we have this next one, machine repairs. Let's look at it again. You can't go wrong by drawing the account. Costing were paid using the business. The correct amount was entered in the bank, so we know that 470 is in the bank and debited to the machinery. So right now it's a machinery at cost, 470. Well, it shouldn't be there, right? It tells us it's repairs. So what should I do? Well, that's my machinery repairs. So what I need to do is I need to take it out of here and I need to put it in here. This is an error, if you remember, of principle. This is an error of principle, right? So I have machinery repairs, machinery costs. So machinery repairs 470 and machinery cost 470. Taking it out of machinery cost and putting it in machinery repairs. Error of principle. Okay, right. Let's look at the next one. I believe the next one is chapter 12. So it says here entries for prepaid. Whoops, let me get that out of the way so I can read this thing. Entry for prepaid equipment cost. Entries for. Let's go here. So, okay. Thank you. Entries for prepaid equipment hire costs. Prepaid equipment. So I have prepayment and I have equipment hire. So prepayment would have been, I've done 460 and I have 460, right? Because maybe you paid a certain amount, maybe you paid, I don't know, 1,460, but you should only have paid £1,000. So it must be therefore, this is how this double entry would have occurred, right? For debit prepayment and credit the equipment hire, because I can only transfer to the income statement £1,000. This is just me making up an example. But they're telling you that these were on the correct side, but a figure of 640. So I used 640 instead of 460. So if I need to fix this, well, ultimately, what I really should do, which is what I suspect your answer will probably do, is to take these out, first of all. So 640 here, 640 here, and then put the 460 correctly, right? So currently in here, right, the first thing I have actually is this. This is what I did. I'll just use a red pen just to show you. Actually, let's use a highlighter. Yeah. So this is what I did. Oh, well. Oh yeah. Let's just start again. There's no crime. It's good. I'm sure you understand what I'm doing anyways. I'm going along. So this is what you did. You did 640 here and 640 here. That's wrong, right? It should be 460. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to kind of take it out of equipment and here. So equipment, take out the 640, and prepayment, take out the 640. Then what I need to do is now put the right thing in. So prepayment, put in the 460. So I've taken out the 640, yes, I've taken out the 640, it's gone, and now put in the 460, and put in the 460. So prepayment 460, equipment 460. That's what I need to do. Okay, now it tells you no entry has been made for interest due on a loan. It's 2.8, so I need to calculate 2.8 of that. 2.8%, so 2.8 divided by 100. Oops, sorry, 2.8 divided by 100. Multiply that. So this is 2.8%, so that's 2.8 over 100 times 5,000. Times 5,000, which is 140. So I need interest, the interest expense, of course, 140. This is entirely an error of omission. And then, of course, you have some kind of interest accrual of 140. This is an expense. This is a liability. Yes. Right, because I mean it's an expense. You'll use something. You'll use the loan, and you should be paying interest on it. So you need to report that interest for the year. Okay, great. That's that one. Then let us look at right. So now it says that now that you've posted the journals, you're pleased the suspense account is clear. Yippee, wonderful. And then it says the trial balance now totally agrees. Now, it says you can now conclude the balances are free from all errors. Well, not quite. You might have other errors that you just... The errors, those 6 errors, of course, errors of omission, errors of commission, errors of principal, transposition. So there might be other errors that you haven't quite picked up. It doesn't mean it's entirely free. Errors of omission, you might just not have put stuff through. You might have errors that... Again, the key point is that you just cannot conclude. You can never quite conclude. That's the truth, actually. You can conclude that an inventory valuation is included in the trial balance. Well, you can't, because you don't even have that information. And the trial balance can't pick that up. But remember that this journal, this inventory valuation is a journal at the end. So you need to put through the journal. So you don't know if the journal's been put through. And you also need to make sure that there are no broken goods or whatever. So you can't quite conclude that just yet. You don't have that information. So both of these are you just can't quite conclude those issues. And the last one, I believe, is, I think you have, yes, here we are. This is an ethics question, a nice ethics question. So a client wants you to improve his profit figure. Whoops. He wants you to improve his profit figure. He asks you to bring forward the date of a large sale. And, well, I'm sorry, that's just wrong. Your firm needs you to meet a deadline. Your supervisor tells you to use net realizable value for all items. That's wrong again. You know, we must always use the lower of cost in net realizable value. So that's wrong. Let's go to the last one. One of the going out of business. You feel this news can be disregarded? No, you can't disregard it. I mean, he's going out of business. So this is something you should think about. It probably means that they have some trade receivables and if you like, they owe you money, so you need to chase it up. Or those things aren't worth what they owe you, because if the person goes bankrupt, well, at the year end, prudence will tell us that debt isn't quite worth what they claim it to be, that they owe you, because you're not going to get it back. It's probably fallen in value. So you can't ignore that. And this is fine. This wants you to accrue for a bonus based on the current year. And the accruals concept says we must include what it is for that year in our year. I mean, so if for any bonuses for the year 2016 should be included in the year 2016. It doesn't matter if it's paid after the year end. The key point is it's for our year, so we should include it. So that's the right answer. Okay, great. That's question 4.